Well, I've been doing some more work on the track and there's also a new train to look at. Stay tuned and all will be revealed. Well, good morning everyone and welcome back to Piccadilly Sidings. Yes, the new train. I just love it. It's caused me a few issues at the beginning, but I think that's more to do with the track than the actual train itself. But I've got it running beautifully at the moment on what I've got, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I was thinking about it for a while when Rapido announced they were doing a new batch, and I thought, oh, I'd love one of them. And somebody commented literally around the same sort of time suggesting that I got the Hornby APT. Now that, if I was to get the full thing, 14 coaches, that would, well, it'd break the bank, to be fair. But not only that, 14 coaches on this size of layout would look a little bit daft, I think. I think you need a big layout to pull that off. And, you know, but yeah, I think this is just about perfect for this size of layout. I can certainly fit it onto the actual scene without it looking ridiculous. I don't think, anyway. So I just think it's absolutely fantastic. So I'll include some shots of it running shortly. Now, it does overlap quite considerably on the ends, as you probably can appreciate, being second radius as such, but it doesn't matter. Most of it will be off scene anyway, so there we go. Anyway, today's video. So as I said before, this point here is coming out, and you can see what that potentially might look like with that piece of flexi track sitting there. And obviously that's going to go round and join up back again around there. Now, I did have an idea. Now, you might remember from the first or the last video, I did make mention of trains catching as they were joining up to the next line. And yes, normal trains were catching, but the biggest problem was obviously going to be this APT because there's such a massive overhang on the nose. So I've decided, and I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but to put the tracks to adrift. So it'll still work. There is going to be some slight shuffling around because obviously this track will go to this one, but that one won't be able to go to this one, and nor those two there. But a train that's on these two lines is probably going to be those that are not so well used, i.e. Rocket, and maybe one or two others that only come out every now and again, but I don't really want to keep lifting off the layout. So I can bring that onto the layout, move the traverser to a more convenient road, if you like, and then I can get it to any particular track that I want them to be on. So it'll work, and that's not really going to be a massive issue. So these two tracks here are probably more long-term storage, if you like, or you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I think that will work. I've certainly laid the outer loop at this end. There are two, I think they're third radius curves there. And then this is flexi track running round to that point there. And I think that's a nice curve. I put this piece of extension on the end there, and I will put some board or some card, if you like, across that bit, just to make sure it doesn't fly off. I think it'll be fine. And this bit, I've got a little extension piece which I need to screw in place there. It's like a little arc section, triangular style bit. So that should work fine. So I've got to finish off. Putting the tracks down there. I do need some more flexi track to complete these last two roads there. But that will come shortly, not necessarily straight away. I've also got some strips that are going to be screwed on down both sides, so it'll give it a bit of a lip. So again, a bit of a fence to stop the trains from falling off the edges, or if I knock them, then it's not going to fall off the boards. So anyway, I will crack on and get some of that laid, and I'll show you in a bit. Right, as you can see, I've just removed that point, and there it is. Now I want to use this again, so my first stage is to clean this up. So I'm going to dump it in a bucket of water, and then every now and again just give it a rub with a scrubbing brush or something like that, just to get rid of all the ballast, and then put it down again when it's all nice and clean. Okay, so I'm going to get this area cleaned up, remove this portion of track here, so I've made a cut there if you notice, and then hopefully we'll be able to get that nice straight bit going back in there. All right, speak to you soon. Right, just thought I'd show you this, and I've got the old point out now and cleaned it up, and cleaned up the area as well, and there's the point. See, so it's just soaking it into a bucket of water, or a bowl of water even, and giving it a rub with a scrubbing brush. It's come up beautiful. I know it's painted, so it's always going to look a little bit used, but no, that's perfect for what I want. And I've also cut another piece. Now you might be thinking, well, how am I going to get that in there? Because you're never going to get the fish plates on either side. The trick is that you cut back the sleepers and push the fish plates all the way on, so that all you have to do is slot it on that way, drop it down, and then with a pair of pliers slide the fish plates back that way. Hope that helps. Yes, well, it needed to be done, so I thought, well, I might as well get on with it, to be honest. I couldn't sensibly run the double track without it being done, but there we are. So I'll show you what I have done. You saw the loop at the right hand side, to the right of the picture. But as I go down here now, you can see I've got the double track in. It's screwed down at the moment, and a lot of this will be glued up to that point, as I said. And you'll also notice I've got a couple more bits on there, not a lot, because I am getting close to the end of the amount of track I've got, it will be completed, but I might just wait a few weeks just to get the extra bits. We'll see. I might get it tomorrow. You just never know the way things are going. But what I have decided to do, I did glue down all of this, and then I realised actually it's probably better to leave it loose, because if a track does wander off course a little bit, then it's not necessarily these ones that are going to cause the problem, it's going to be these ones that are causing the problem. So I might end up having to snap this up probably to about there and screw that bit down again. So I've got lateral movement on these pieces. It only has to be less than half a mil to cause a train to derail. So, you know, that's the way it is. I think I might glue the middle section down, because there's 3 sections of track, so I might glue this bit and screw these end bits. So we'll see how it goes. It's all one step at a time. Right, I will crack on and get a bit more done, and I will show you soon. Well, this is quite a momentous moment, as you can appreciate. 2 trains running now, so the loops are in position. So you can see now the reason why I've got these tracks so far apart. It's because of this nose at both ends. And if I take you to the other end and show you what I've done down here, you'll notice the tracks splay out by quite a wide amount. And I did have them in a little bit further than that, as it came in sort of this sort of area here. But I was finding that the trains were catching just here, and it was slightly rubbing on the APT's nose. So I thought, well, for the sake of it, I might as well just take this out a little bit further. You can see how far across that comes, can't you? So I didn't want to run the risk of damaging the APT. So that's the reason for putting the tracks out so far, so I hope you understand that. But it is a fictional layout, unlike Piccadilly and the actual station part of it anyway. But hopefully you get an idea of where I'm coming from with this now. So it's just a case of getting it all wired up. Obviously I do need to put a piece of track in just there. They will be replaced, so a train will be able to effectively run round. So if it stops here coming this direction, detaches, it would have to go right the way round to the traverser, jump a track, come back round, and then join up, and then the train could go out the other way. And then, as I said before, if a train's going into these sidings here, it would come through on this track and just go straight down there. You know? All right, so anyway, I'll move on and get a few more bits done. I do need to work on the locking mechanism, but it's getting there, bit by bit, it's getting closer. All right, speak to you in a minute. Okay, on to the next bit. Now I'm trying to think about the locking mechanism. So that bit will screw into the traverser and will sit under that. So the whole, when the traverser moves, the whole of this will move as well. This is my first idea. And then what I've done is I've pre-drilled some, or created this on the 3D printer with these exactly what I hope is the right distance apart. I can soon tweak it if it's not. And then the idea would be that if that somehow stays there, forgive me, that will sit on the baseboard, and then I slide it in and out like that. And then once I've got these in the right places, I can drill through to get the exact positions. So that's the initial idea. Now, the only thing with these is they do tend to have a bit of a wobble on them. And you know, they're designed for doors and windows or whatever it might be. So what I've had to do is sort of give it a whack with a hammer, squeeze with a pair of pliers to try and get rid of that sideways wobble. So hopefully this will work all right, but we'll just have to wait and see. I think it's just a case of have a go, see what happens, and then take it from there, really. But the initial idea sounds all right if I can get it to work. But anyway, I will crack on with this, and then we'll take it one step at a time. Speak to you in a minute. Right, so this is proving to be a little bit tricky. What I've done then is I've attached that piece of wood as I've showed you. I don't want to show you that way just yet. But because it was sagging up and down as well, I've put this bracket on it so that can just ride across there. If necessary, in time, I might put a piece of metal across there just in case this starts to wear. We'll just see how it goes. But obviously a big surface is going to be an awful lot better than a small surface. This is rounded as well, so it's not less likely to start grinding the wood up. But the long piece really didn't work that well, because working out the exact distance would have taken literally ages, and it was just easier to produce each one in turn. And then what I'm doing is I've fixed the bolt down. I've chosen a longer bolt and then just placed it on the end of that. There's some sticky back double-sided tape on the back there, so I should literally just push that on there, make sure it's kind of level like so, and then braddle through the holes and then put the screws in as I have done there, and just work my way across, and hopefully that should work. All right, I'll show you when it's complete. Well, there we go. As you can see, the traverser is pretty much done. There's a couple of tracks still need to be fitted down the back there, but I don't have enough track, unfortunately, so that'll just have to wait a little while to get that done. But I'm generally quite pleased with the way that it's working, and all tracks are working. They're all live. I have fitted an isolating switch just there, which was the same one as I had at the far end of the layout before. If you may remember that section just beyond the bridge, and including the bridge, was my programming track. Well, the whole layout can be my programming track now, and I can turn off the traverser. So if I need to program something, I put everything, either pick it off or drive it onto the traverser, turn that off, and I can program away to my heart's content. The traverser will be dead. So from that point of view, that's working well. Secondly, you'll notice now I fitted the locking device almost in its entirety. Can't do that until I've got those tracks in. But as I said before, I've elected to go for these individual keepers, which do the job reasonably well. I do need to watch out what's going on at both ends of the track just to make sure they're perfectly aligned. Not sure I'm confident enough to just let it all happen, but we'll see as time goes on. That's that. Obviously I fitted this little bracket to stop that from going up and down, and there's also a London bracket in there to help it stop it from moving too much sideways as well. You'll notice there is a fence running down both sides of the traverser now, again just for the obvious reason, to stop any trains from jumping off, and also one just there too with a little bit of an extension on the board. You might be thinking, what's that loop thing just there? Well, that's the handle that I'm going to use to move the board, and yes, it is fairly close to the trains, but they're not touching it, so from that point of view I'm more than happy. So that will be perfect. It's highly unlikely that I'm going to take the APT onto this line. As I said before, it's probably going to be more of a storage line, but you never know, it might work out a different way to that. Right, you'll also notice I've got the sound on the APT, but still not programmed it properly. But that is just on test train at the moment. Okay, so I'm really pleased with the way things have worked out. All those two tracks have gone in now. There's a bit of ballasting to do in varying places. I've just walked along, so obviously all this section just here needs to be reballasted. And scenery, I'm probably going to take it, well, not quite straight, but maybe an angle like that. I don't know at the moment, I'll have to have a think about that. But that's pretty much the extension project done. I will be probably going back to the Engage layout next week. We'll see, I might surprise you, you never know. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video and the progress that's been made, the changes that have been made to this layout. And I will catch you again very soon on Piccadilly Model Railways. Take care of yourself.